The wind howled through the towering oak trees, casting eerie shadows across the moonlit campus of Thornwood University. Students had long retired to their dorms, leaving a haunting silence that seemed to envelop the entire campus. Among them was Lily, a freshman with a penchant for adventure, who had just moved into a notoriously old and creepy dormitory. As Lily settled into her new room, an unsettling feeling began to gnaw at her. The air was thick with an unexplainable tension, and she found herself constantly checking over her shoulder. She attributed her unease to the new environment and her overactive imagination, but deep down, a primal fear was building. Weeks passed, and the strangeness only escalated. Whispers echoed through the hallways in the dead of night, and students swore they saw fleeting figures out of the corners of their eyes. Lily's roommate, Emma, mentioned experiencing vivid nightmares that left her waking in cold sweats. But Lily brushed it off, assuring herself that college stress was the root cause. One chilly evening, Lily found herself alone in the dormitory, the unsettling quiet pressing in around her. She attempted to distract herself by reading a book, but the flickering lights and distant creaks outside her door were impossible to ignore. With a shiver, she got up to close the window, only to find it was already tightly shut. As Lily returned to her book, a soft whisper tickled her ear, causing her heart to race. She strained to hear, and the whisper grew louder, almost like a chant. Dread filled her as she realized the words were coming from within her room, yet no source was visible. Panicking, she dashed out into the hallway, where other students were gathering, equally bewildered by the chilling voices. Emma emerged from her room, eyes wide with fear.
"It's the legend," she whispered, her voice quivering. "The legend of Thornwood Dormitory. They say it was built on the grounds of an ancient burial site, and the spirits of the restless souls still haunt these halls." Lily scoffed at the idea, attributing the whispers to some elaborate prank. But when the whispers turned into agonized cries and the lights began to flicker wildly, her skepticism wavered. The atmosphere grew increasingly oppressive, and a suffocating dread settled over everyone present. Amid the chaos, Lily stumbled upon an old yearbook from decades ago. As she flipped through the pages, she noticed a familiar face. It was the image of a girl who bore a striking resemblance to Emma. The name beneath the photo read, Emily Sullivan, class of 1965. Lily's heart pounded as she realized the connection. Frantic, she began to piece together the puzzle. Emma was the spitting image of Emily, the girl who had once lived in the very room they occupied. She had died under mysterious circumstances during her freshman year, a fact that had been largely forgotten over the years. The room began to feel colder, and Lily's breath hitched as she realized that the whispers had grown louder, forming a single phrase, "You took my place." The lights exploded, plunging the dormitory into darkness, and the air seemed to constrict around them. Driven by desperation, Lily and the others joined hands, attempting to create a barrier against the malevolent force. As they did, a pale figure materialized before them, Emily's tormented spirit, seeking retribution for the life she never lived. With a gut-wrenching wail, she lunged forward, but the combined strength of the students' determination pushed her back. A blinding light erupted, and when Lily opened her eyes, she found herself back in her room, the atmosphere restored to normal. The whispers were gone, replaced by an eerie silence. The legend of Thornwood Dormitory had finally been put to rest, along with Emily's restless spirit. The campus returned to its usual routines, but Lily and the others would never forget that harrowing night. The bond formed through their shared ordeal remained unbreakable, a testament to the strength they discovered within themselves in the face of unimaginable fear. And as they graduated from Thornwood University, they carried with them not only their degrees, but also a chilling tale of a college experience that had left them forever changed. Hollowbrook University was renowned for its prestigious academic programs and beautiful campus. But beneath its polished facade lurked a history of darkness that the students rarely acknowledged. One fateful semester, a group of friends decided to investigate the rumors surrounding the old campus library, setting off a series of chilling events that would forever haunt their memories. The library, with its towering shelves and musty scent, was said to hold more than just books.
Legends whispered of a hidden section where forbidden knowledge lay, protected by a malevolent force. Intrigued by the stories, 4 friends, Alex, Sarah, Mark, and Emily, embarked on a late-night adventure to uncover the truth. Their flashlights cast flickering shadows across the dimly lit shelves as they searched for the elusive section. The air grew colder, and the library's hushed atmosphere seemed to close in around them. After what felt like hours, they stumbled upon a dusty aisle with books that seemed to radiate an otherworldly energy. Sarah pulled a thick, leather-bound tome from the shelf, its title written in an ancient script. As she cracked open the book, a shiver ran down her spine. Words in a language she couldn't understand danced across the pages, and a faint whisper echoed in the background. Suddenly, the book slammed shut on its own, causing Sarah to jump back in terror. Mark chuckled nervously, dismissing the incident as a trick of their imagination. But as they continued to explore, their flashlights began to flicker erratically, and the temperature plummeted. Emily's voice trembled as she suggested they leave, but a strange compulsion seemed to grip them, pulling them deeper into the forbidden section. With each step, the whispers grew louder, forming haunting chants that reverberated through the aisle. Panic set in, and Alex tried to backtrack, only to find that the entrance they had come through had vanished. The air grew suffocating, and their breaths came out in shallow gasps. They stumbled upon an ancient mirror at the end of the aisle, its reflective surface warped and distorted. The mirror seemed to pulse with an eerie energy, drawing them in like moths to a flame. One by one, they looked into the mirror, only to see twisted, nightmarish versions of themselves staring back. As their reflections contorted and snarled, the whispers intensified, merging into a cacophony of torment. Shadows materialized around them, and the ground beneath their feet began to tremble. Sarah's scream cut through the chaos as her reflection lunged out of the mirror, dragging her into the warped world within. Terrified and desperate, the remaining friends fled, desperate to escape the grip of the malevolent force. But the library seemed to twist and shift, trapping them in a never-ending maze of corridors that led them back to the cursed mirror. Exhausted and on the brink of despair, they huddled together, vowing to break the mirror's hold. With a surge of determination, they reached out, their hands touching the surface of the mirror simultaneously. An ear-piercing scream filled the air as the mirror shattered into a million shards, releasing a burst of blinding light that engulfed them. When the light faded, they found themselves sprawled on the library floor, gasping for air. The whispers were gone. The air was warm and the exit was once again in sight. They stumbled out of the library, shaken to their core by the horrors they had witnessed. The friends never spoke of that night again, each carrying the weight of the experience in their hearts. They remained haunted by the memories, forever changed by the malevolent force that had tested their bonds and their sanity. As they continued their studies at Hollowbrook University, they learned that some secrets were best left buried in the depths of darkness, and that curiosity could lead to consequences beyond imagination.